Good morning students, myself Akshay Mahendrakar, and today we are going to discuss some more concepts about fluid statics. Okay, that means the fluid when it is at rest. And in the last class we had discussed what do we known as density, what is known as relative density, correct now, and what do we known as thrust. Okay, that is nothing but fluid thrust. And one more important concept what we had discussed, what do we known as pressure. Okay, based on pressure today we are going to solve some numericals, and next we are going for Pascal's law. Clear? So here we are having one question. Just read to this question, just go through this question what they are given. The two thick bones, okay, two thick bones, these are also known as femurs. Clear? Each of cross sectional area 10 centimeters square. Okay, cross sectional area of one bone they had given. Okay, that is nothing but 10 centimeters square. Next what they had given, support the upper part of human body, okay, of mass 40 kg. That means mass of human body it is nothing but totally 40 kg, and this 10 centimeters square it is nothing but cross sectional area of each bone. Okay, they are given each of cross sectional area 10 centimeters square, and it is supporting what a human body of mass 40 kg. Next what they are asking, estimate the average pressure sustained by the femurs, and in bracket they had given take acceleration due to gravity small g is equal to 10 meter per second square. First of all, just write the given things what they have given in your question solution. Two thick bones, each of cross sectional area 10 centimeters square. That means area of cross sectional area of one bone if we consider means it is nothing but 10 centimeter square. Correct now? That means total area what will happen? Total area if I call it as A, that is nothing but totally two thick bones are there. That means for each bone cross sectional area is 10 centimeter square. Means for two bones what will be the area? 10 centimeter square plus 10 centimeter square. Correct now? That means 2 times of 10 centimeter square. So what I can write it over here, A is equal to 10 centimeter square plus 10 centimeter square, it is nothing but 20 centimeter square. Correct? And if I want to convert it into SI units, okay, here you are having centi. So centi stands for what? 20 into. Centi means 10 to the power of how much it is? Minus 2. Correct now? So here I will be writing in this manner 10 to the power of minus 2 centimeter square. That means here you have to write square, then here meter square. Centimeter square. Okay, square will be written on both the sides. So it can be written as A is equal to 20 as it is. This is nothing but what? 10 to the power of minus 2 whole to the power of 2. 10 to the power of minus 4 meters. Okay, area we got it in SI units, that is nothing but 20 into 10 to the power of minus 4 meters square. Then check what they had given again. Suppose the upper part of human body of mass 40 kg. That means what they had given? M they had given. Correct? I can take that mass of the human body as small m, that is nothing but 40 kg. Okay? It is already in SI system, kilogram. Clear? Then what they are asking, estimate the average pressure sustained by the femurs. Clear? So average pressure, okay, pressure they are asking, P average. So what we are having the formula, pressure is nothing but for force per unit area. Correct? Here. Now we don't know force, but they had given mass. Mass how much? 40 kg. And due to this mass 40 kg, okay, on the surface of the earth we are having an acceleration due to gravity which is acting at the center of the earth, that is nothing but they had given 10 meter per second square. That means total weight of the body acts as force. Clear? Because for weight also SI unit is Newton, for force also SI unit is Newton. So here I can write it as weight is nothing but mass into acceleration due to gravity. If mass of this chalk piece is half kg, let us assume half kg means how much weight weight is acting in downward direction, that weight is nothing but half kg into acceleration due to gravity. Clear? So here this force is nothing but the force which is acting in downward direction or weight of the body which is acting in downward direction. So weight of the body means what I can write? Mass into acceleration due to gravity whole divided by A. Now substitute the values. M value given to you 40 kgs. Clear? G value how much they had given? 10 meter per second square. Substitute it over here. Next, whole divided by area. Okay? Area how much we had calculated for two bones? That is nothing but 20 into 10 to the power of minus 4. 20 into 10 to the power of minus 4. So check what are the things will get cancelled. 0, 0, 2 ones are, 2 20s are. Correct now? So what I can write it here, 20. In numerator what is remaining? Only 20 is remaining. In denominator 10 to the power of minus 4 is remaining. If I take this 10 to the power of minus 4 to numerator means what it will become? 10 to the power of plus 4. Clear? Or shall I shift the decimal point over here? This 20 means this is 20.0. Clear? 20 means it is 20.00 like that. So if I shift this decimal point over here means what I can write? Decimal point is shifting to the left side. So what will happen for the 10 to the power value? It will shift right side in our number line. Correct? So 2 into 10 to the power of 5. Clear? And what we have calculated? Average pressure. Clear? So what is the assignment for pressure? That is nothing but Newton per meter square. You can write, or what you can write? P average is equal to 2 into 10 to the power of 5 Pascal. Clear? Whichever is convenient, that you can follow. You can write 2 into 10 to the power of 5 Newton per meter square, or P average is equal to 2 into 10 to the power of 5 Pascal. Is that clear? Shall we go to one more question? We can copy it down quickly. We will go to next question. Okay, shall I erase? Clear? So let us come to next question. Go through this question. A force of 40 Newton is applied on a nail. Okay? Force value they had given how much? 40 Newton. Already given to you. The force of 40 Newton is applied on a nail. Okay? We are having a nail. On that nail, force is applied. That force value is given as 40 Newton. Okay, next. Whose tip has an area of cross section 0.01 centimeter square? Okay, shall we go on writing what are the things they had given? First one, force value they had given. Force value how much given to you? 40 Newton. Clear? 40 Newton is applied on a nail whose tip has an area of cross section 0.001 centimeter square. That means cross section area also they had given to you 0.001 correct centimeters. This is in the order of centimeter square. Clear? You should have to convert it into SI unit. SI unit for area it is nothing but what? Meter square. In last program how we had converted, in the same manner you have to convert. So what I can write it over here, centimeter square means, so here only I will write 0.001 as it is. Centi means what? 10 to the power of minus 2. Clear? And it is again square value. So 10 to the power of minus 2 whole square meter square. Okay, in this manner you should have to convert. So what I can write it over here, 0.001 into 10 to the power of minus 2 whole to the power of 2. Clear? 10 to the power of minus 4. Next, meter square. So finally what I can write it over here, if you want to shift the decimal means better shift the decimal and check. This decimal we are shifting it to this side, okay, after 1. That means 1, 2, 3 steps I am shifting this decimal point to the right side. That means 10 to the power of minus 4. This minus 4 value will shift to left side in our number line. So what I can write it over here, 1 into 10 to the power of 1, 2, 3 places I had shifted here means this is minus 4. It should have to shift left side. Minus 4 means minus 5, minus 6, minus 7. Clear? 10 to the power of minus 7 meters square. Clear? You can write it as 1 into 10 to the power of minus 7 meter square or simply 10 to the power of minus 7 meter square. No problem. Next, post cross sectional area this much. Next, calculate the pressure on that. What they are asking directly they are asking us pressure. Clear? Shall we go for this? What is our formula for pressure? P is equal to force applied per unit area. P is equal to F by A. We already know. So what is F value? Just cross check. 40 Newton already given. Substitute here 40 whole divided by area. How much we calculated? How much we got in SI unit? 1 into 10 to the power of minus 7, or I can write it as directly 10 to the power of minus 7 because 1 into x. Okay, x may be anything. That value will be turned out to be x only. So 40 divided by 10 to the power of minus 7 means. So finally, this 10 to the power of minus 7, I will take it to the numerator. What will happen? 40 into 10 to the power of plus 7. Correct? 40 into 10 to the power of plus 7. So this decimal point I can shift it to left hand side. That means apart from writing it as 40, I will be writing it as 4 into, I am shifting this decimal point over here. 4.0 is nothing but 4. 4 into decimal point is shifting to the left hand side, sorry, left side. So power of 10 should be shifted to right side, correct? So it will become 10 to the power of 8. Okay, power of 10, this 7 should be shifted to right side means right side in number line, remember. Okay, whenever you are shifting decimal, you should have to remember your number line. So 4 into 10 to the power of 8. This is nothing but pressure we had calculated. What is the SI unit for pressure? We can write it as Pascal. Clear? Clear? You can note it down. Okay. Shall we go to next question? Okay. Now come to next question. So what they had given in our question means atmospheric pressure is 1.01 into 10 to the power of 5 Pascal. This is 10 to the power of 5 Pascal. How large a force does the air in a room exert on the inside of a window pan, that is 50 centimeter into 100 centimeter. So what they are telling means we are having a room. Here in that room atmospheric pressure is 1.01 into 10 to the power of 5 Pascal. Okay. The atmosphere around us, clear? The nature around us, that atmospheric pressure is 1.01 into 10 to the power of 5 Pascal. Next they are asking how large a force does the air in a room exert on the inside window pan, that is of 50 cm into 100 cm. That means in that room we are having in a window pan that is of size 50 cm into 100 cm. Okay, length of that is 50, breadth of that is 100, something of that kind. They are asking what is the force it is going to apply. That means due to that atmospheric pressure on this area, what is the force applied? Clear? So shall we go for the solution? Okay. Atmospheric pressure value directly they had given PA. Clear? Sometimes we will be writing it as PATM or P0 or PA. Clear? Remember. That means it is the atmospheric pressure. How much they had given? 1.01 into 10 to the power of 5 Pascal. Okay. Next. How large a force does the air in a room exert on the inside window pan? that is 50 centimeter into 100 centimeter. So length and breadth they had given, shall I call it as L and B? Clear? Length of window pan, let us consider it as 50 centimeter and breadth is 100 centimeter. You can consider 100 centimeter as length, 50 centimeter as breadth, because why? For a rectangular, what is the area? That is nothing but length into breadth. Clear? Just it is a matter of area, which is nothing but product of these two quantities. Clear? Whichever you can call it as length and breadth, but however, this product will give us area. Clear? Next, shall we calculate area here? So area is nothing but 50 centimeter into 100 centimeter. First, let us convert these centimeter values to meter values. So here what I can write, 50 centimeter means it is nothing but 50 into 10 to the power of minus 2 meter. Clear? Next, 100 centimeter, directly they had given 100 centimeter means 100 into 10 to the power of minus 2. 100 I can write it at 10 to the power of 2. Centi means 10 to the power of minus 2. Plus 2 minus 2 will get cancelled. We can write it as 1 meter. Or it is a general fact, you should have to remember. This is a simple fact, 100 centimeter, it is nothing but 1 meter. Clear? So better we will write it in this order. 100 centi means 10 to the power of minus 2. Okay, just shift the decimal, again we will be going to get 1 meter. Okay, 2 decimals here means this minus 2 will become minus 1, 0. 10 to the power of 0, that is nothing but 1. So that's why 1 into 1 will give us to 1 meter. Now, so area, what I can write, L into B. Yeah. So length it is nothing but 50 into 10 to the power of minus 2 into 1. So finally, length into breadth, 50 into 10 to the power of minus 2, here I had written, and into 1. So finally I will get 50 into 10 to the power of minus 2 meters square. Clear? Because this is also meter, this is also meter. Yes, I write for area it is nothing but what? Meter square. Okay. Next, what we want? They are asking us force. How large a force does the air in a room exactly inside a window of fan? This much. Okay. So finally, they are asking us what force value they are asking. Clear? So just apply the formula. What formula we are having? P is equal to F by A. Correct? So just separate this F. What you will get? F is equal to pressure into area. Clear? Pressure into area will give us to force F. So F is equal to PA. So finally I can write it as P is nothing but our atmospheric pressure, already given to you, 1.01 into 10 to the power of 5. So 1.01 into 10 to the power of 5, okay, into area value, how much they had given, how much we calculated, 50 into 10 to the power of minus 2. Clear? 50 into 10 to the power of minus 2. Now how to solve this? Cross check how much you are going to get. First of all, you just check these two quantities. 10 to the power of 5, 10 to the power of minus 2 means finally here 10 to the power of 5 minus 2 means it will be 10 to the power of 3. Then 1.01 into 50, you can write it directly. Clear? Check the value, how much you are going to get over there. I will also check. Yes, 5.05 into 10 to the power of 4 this is nothing but force, value will be in the units of Newton. 5.05 into 10 to the power of 4 Newton. Cross check it correctly. Here you had got, I hope, 10 to the power of plus 3. Shift the decimal, you will get 10 to the power of 4. Simple. Clear? Shall we go to next concept? Pascal's law. Clear? Copy it down quickly. Clear? Pascal's law, okay, very important one. Listen carefully, but it is very simple. Clear? Imagine a vessel Clear? Imagine a vessel which is filled with water. So what I am telling you, in that water filled vessel, just put a small, your finger, clear? Just put a finger, and what you are going to get, some ripples, okay? That water gets disturbed. So why that get disturbed, we are going to discuss it in our Pascal's law. So this Pascal's law states that whenever an external pressure is applied on any part of the fluid which is contained in a vessel, come again, whenever an external pressure is applied on any part of the fluid which is contained in a vessel, then that applied pressure which we had applied earlier, whenever an external pressure is applied on a fluid which is contained in vessel, that pressure will be transmitted equally and undiminished in all directions. Okay, so first I will write that definition, you will come to know. Clear? Whenever an external pressure is applied on any part of the fluid, which is contained in a vessel, then whenever an external pressure is applied on any part of the fluid which is contained in a vessel, then pressure is transmitted equally and undiminished in all directions. So here you got the new word, undiminished. Undiminished means the value of the external pressure, that value doesn't decrease. The value which doesn't decrease, that is known as undiminished value. Clear? Whenever an external pressure is applied on any part of the fluid which is contained in a vessel, then pressure is transmitted equally. That means that pressure will be transmitting equally. Clear? Pressure is transmitted equally and undiminished. That means that pressure, external pressure which we had applied, that pressure value doesn't decrease. Okay? So transmitted equally and undiminished. What will transmit equally? An external pressure which we had applied, that pressure value will transmit equally and that value will doesn't get lesser. Clear? So that transmitted equally and undiminished. Undiminished means that value doesn't decrease. Clear? Undiminished in all directions. If in that vessel, in exactly at center, if you are disturbing, means you are going to get that external pressure. If you apply at the center of that vessel for that liquid which is contained in a vessel, means it will be transmitted equally in all directions and that pressure value doesn't get decreased. Clear? So we are going to prove this Pascal's law from examination point of view also. This definition as well as derivation is very much important. Now if you want, you can copy it down. Otherwise, I will just erase the board. And proof of Pascal's law, I request you to copy it down because in NCERT directly steps they had given. Clear? Shall I erase the board? Shall we go further? So we are considering a vessel. Okay. Okay, and inside this vessel we are having a fluid. Basically we are considering liquid only. Clear? Clear? Next, inside this vessel we are imagining a small element. Clear? Clear? Can you able to see a triangular piece like this? Okay. So it is of side 1, side 2, side 3, side 4, side 5. Clear? One, this is front side, one more, this is back side. Okay, it is a 3-dimensional figure. This is one side, this is one rectangular side, this is one rectangular side, and these two are just triangular shape. Clear? So we are considering a prismatic element. Clear? This is known as prismatic element, and we are going to give names for these edges: A, B, C. Next here B, here E, here F. Here A, B, C, D, E, F. And we are calling these areas, area of B, E, F, C. Okay, this rectangular we are calling it as AA. Clear? Next, this rectangular one, D, F, C, A. Okay, this we are going to call it as AB. And one more face, A, D, E, B. Okay, this I am going to call it as AC. Clear? So what I am telling you here, this is a prismatic element first of all, okay, which is having two triangular shapes, namely A, B, C and D, E, F, and three rectangular faces, which is nothing but A, D, F, C and B, E, F, C. Next A, D, E, B. And area of rectangular EBCF is AA. Rectangular area ADFC is AB. Next, area of ADEB is nothing but AC. Clear? Next, here we are telling that for this basement, okay, a force is applied by the fluid. Okay, the normal perpendicular force applied by the fluid on the object. Clear? But this is not an object, we are considering an element over there. So this I am going to call it as FA. Clear? For this perpendicular will come like this. This is nothing but FP, and here FC. Clear? And let us call this angle as theta. Okay, this small angle as theta. Okay. Now we are going to derive about Pascal's law. Clear? First of all, what all the things I am telling here means FA is nothing but the normal force applied by the fluid, okay, applied by the liquid on this prismatic element on the area AA. Okay, on AA force FA has been applied. Clear? Next, on AB force FB has been applied perpendicularly. Then for this AC force FC has been applied. Clear? So now come to this point. This is theta. Okay. If you are watching it from side view means only a triangular shape like this. Clear? So what I am telling you, this is theta means if I draw it like here, okay, so this angle is theta means finally what all the things you are going to get, this angle is theta, clear, because these are completely like this shape, correct? Now this angle will be theta and this value will be what, 90 minus theta, okay, and if I draw perpendicular over here means again this angle will be become theta. Are you all following? So if this is theta means this value will be 90 minus theta, clear, because these two are perpendicular to each other. One side is theta means remaining value will be 90 minus theta. Okay. Next here you are going to get what again? This value will be theta. This will be 90 minus theta. So this will be again theta. So by resolving also you can get the components, because this angle will become theta means what I am going to tell you. This angle became theta means, so this value will be what, FB sin theta, correct? And here you will be going to get what, FB cos theta, clear? Okay, next basically we are dividing this vector, clear? Okay, because this force is in this direction, okay, we are dividing in this manner, but for the time being I am taking it as both the values magnitude is same, that's why here FB sin theta and FB cos theta, clear? So now check, FC and FB sin theta are in same direction, clear? That's why we are equating these two. FC is equal to what? FB sin theta, clear? And next FA is equal to FB cos theta, both are in upward direction. FA is equal to, what you can write, FA is equal to FB cos theta. Yeah, shall I call this as equation number 1, and I will be calling this equation as equation number 2. Next thing is, this prismatic element is so small, okay, for diagrammatic purpose we are referring to big diagram, but in practically this prismatic element is too small element such that all the points of this prismatic element are from the surface or from the free surface, they are at same level, okay. Due to that, this complete area AC, AA, AB, they are very small areas, okay. So small, we are going to consider this complete area itself as length of that element, clear? So by considering that, what I can write it, sin theta from this triangle directly. Sin theta is nothing but what? Opposite by hypotenuse. For this theta, opposite side is this one, clear? And hypotenuse is this one, and this is right angle triangle, clear? So sin theta value will be AC by AB, clear? AC by AB. So from this equation I am just separating AC value. So what I can write, AC is equal to AB into sin theta, clear? I will call this equation as equation number 3. Okay, last one. For this prismatic element, referring to this as theta and this as 90 degree, what is cos theta value? Yes, can anybody tell me? Cos theta is nothing but what? Adjacent upon adjacent divided by hypotenuse. Adjacent side is nothing but what? AA, clear? AA divided by, what is hypotenuse? AB again, AB. Okay, so I will just separate AA value over here. AA is equal to AB into cos theta. Okay, so by considering this as theta, okay, here if it is theta means, okay, this was our FB, okay, theta, this value will become again what? Theta, this will be 90 minus theta, this will be theta, clear? Like that we had just taken these values of this sin theta and FB cos theta. Okay, next what we are doing is, we are just dividing equation 1 to equation 3 and dividing equation 2 to equation 4. So equation 1 divided by equation 3, and here I am writing equation 2 divided by equation number 4. Clear? So check what all the things we can write it over here. 1 divided by 3. So equation 1 is FC is equal to FB sin theta. So first I will write that FC is equal to FB sin theta, yeah, divided by. We are dividing from to equation number 3. So equation 3 we are having AC is equal to AB sin theta. So AC is equal to, I will write it over here. AC is equal to AB sin theta. Clear? So this sin theta will get cancelled. FC by AC, force applied per unit area, force by area, what is that? Yes, very good, that is nothing but pressure. So for C side, I will take PC, and FB by AB simply P. Yeah? Are you all understanding? Shall we go to this step now? So what we are having over here, equation 2 divided by equation number 4. So what is equation number 2? Cross check. FA is equal to FB cos theta. FA is equal to FB cos theta. Yeah? Whole divided by. Next equation 4, what we are having? AA is equal to AB cos theta. So AA is equal to AB cos theta. Clear? So here cos theta will just vanish. FA divided by AA, what I can write it? FA divided by AA, what I can write? Yes, very good. That is nothing but what? PA is equal to here FB by AB, that is nothing but P. So what I can write means PA is equal to first PB, which is equal to PB equal to again what? PB again it is equal to what? PC. That's why PB equal to PC. So this gives proof of Pascal's law. Whenever an external pressure it is applied on any part of the fluid which is contained in a vessel, then the pressure is transmitted equally and undiminished in all directions. Okay. From that definition we got all the pressures values are same. PA is equal to PB is equal to PC. Clear? Next, one application of this Pascal's law we are having. Okay. First and foremost application, that is known as hydraulic lift. Okay. And one more we are having, that is nothing but hydraulic brakes. But based on hydraulic lift, questions may be expected. Clear? Shall we go to next part? Applications of Pascal's law, basically hydraulic lift as well as hydraulic brakes. Clear? You can copy it down. So applications of Pascal law. Hydraulic lift as well as hydraulic brakes. If they asked you for 2 marks, means you can write it as hydraulic lift and hydraulic brakes. Clear? If they ask for 3 marks, explain about hydraulic lift principle. Okay? Then you have to describe what is hydraulic lift and how it can be used. Clear? So step by step we are going to discuss this now. Clear? Okay, first of all, these two are nothing but pistons. Yeah, and inside this is nothing but a smaller cross sectional area, and this is completely larger cross sectional area. Okay, area of this piston is nothing but A1, let us suppose. Area for this piston, let us suppose it is A2, such that A2 is greater than A1. Correct? No? A2 is having larger cross sectional area, A1 is having smaller cross sectional area. Next, inside this, okay, this is connected by this horizontal pipe. Inside this, incompressible liquid is there. Incompressible. So incompressible means volume doesn't get decreased, or I can call it as delta V value is equal to 0. Delta V is nothing but change in volume, correct? Volume, it is not changing only. Volume value, it is not getting compressed. Compressing means what? It has to get compressed, correct? No? If we are having a spring, we are just compressing it in that manner. Incompressible, that means even if we compress, it doesn't get compressed. That is the meaning of incompressible. And delta V value will be equal to 0. Delta V means change in volume. Initially volume something is there, we want to compress, but it remains as it is. Initial value, final value. If we take the difference value will be 0 because it is not getting changed. That's why delta V is equal to 0. Okay. Next, what we are telling here means from the smaller cross sectional area, we are applying a small force over here, such that, let us suppose here we are having a heavy motor like car. Okay. Okay, this is car. Okay. So we have to lift this car now. Okay, from this hydraulic lift, we are lifting the car. That's why the name came as hydraulic lift. Hydraulic brakes means the brakes will be get applied. Okay, when we press that brake system, then the car is going to stop. That will also work on the principle of Pascal's law. Clear? So this car we have to lift now. So here what we are applying means, here we are applying force F1. Clear? And here we are expecting force F2. Clear? So if F1 force is applied on area A1 means, what will happen for pressure P is equal to F1 by A1. Correct? P is equal to F1 by A1. Here F2 we want actually. Okay? But we know that P is equal to F by A. If I separate F means what I will get? P into A. Here P is equal to F divided by A, we already know. That's why F is equal to P into A. But which is this? So for this system I will call it as F2 is equal to P into A2. Clear? F2 is equal to P into A2. P value already we know. What is that? F1 by A1. Just substitute it over here. F2 is equal to P value is F1 by A1. F1 by A1 into A2. Clear? Or what I can write? F2 just by rearranging F2 by F1 is equal to A2 by A1. So here you can just cross check. F2, if we want means, this is nothing but applied force. Here F1 is nothing but applied force. F2 has been increased by an amount A2 by A1 factor for this F1. Clear? Here we are having F1. We are calculating F2. F2 is nothing but simply F1 but multiplied with one more factor, that is nothing but A2 by A1. Clear? So just by rearranging what we can write, F2 divided by F1 is equal to A2 by A1, or F1 by F2 is equal to A1 by A2 as per your convenience. Clear? This is nothing but hydraulic lift. So to lift heavy vehicles, okay, this principle we are using. It consists of two cylinders. One is of smaller cross sectional area and one more is of larger cross sectional area, and these two cylinders are connected by a horizontal pipe which is filled with incompressible fluid. Next, a small amount of force F1 is applied for this smaller cross sectional area. Next, pressure is transmitted equally and all directions, So same pressure it is applied over here. So F2 is nothing but P times of A2. Why A2 means this is having larger cross sectional area. Clear? Next, F2 is nothing but P times of A2. So finally P we know it over here, F1 by A1. Just substitute F1 by A1 into A2. So force F2 get amplified. Okay, we can tell in that order. Okay, it has been increased. That value got increased. F1 value itself will come here, but it has been increased by a factor A2 by A1. Clear? Shall we go to numericals based on this hydraulic lift? Okay, if you want you can note it down. Clear? Now come to this problem based on hydraulic lift. Clear? The cross sections of two pistons in a hydraulic press are 2 cm square and 150 cm square. Clear? A1, A2 given to you. Okay, two pistons. Next, calculate the minimum force. Minimum force means what? F1 or F2? Which was minimum? Very good, that is nothing but F1. So what they are asking, calculate the minimum force, that means F1 they are asking, to support a mass of 2000 kg on the broader face of the press. Okay, so we will go for the solution. So what all the things they had given, first let us check. Cross sections of two pistons, that means A1, A2 given to you. Which is A1, which is A2 here? Which is lesser one? A1 should be less than A2 or A2 is greater than A1, correct no? So A1 value is given to you as lesser one value, 2 cm square, clear? 2 cm square. Next A2 value given to you, that is nothing but 150 cm square. So what are the things I can write it here? A1 is equal to 2 cm square means it is nothing but centimeter square. Convert it into meter square. 2 into 10 to the power of minus 2 whole square meter square. Next here 150 into 10 to the power of minus 2 whole power 2 meter square. Correct? A1 got, A2 got. Minimum force required. They are asking minimum force. That's why F1 is equal to question mark. Then mass of 2000 kg. M they had given. On the broader face of the press. Okay. So indirectly they had given F2, but they had given mass. Okay. So how you can calculate F2? Mass of 2000 kg is kept on, that means due to gravitational force, mg weight is applying on that. That is nothing but our F2. So what we can write from the law of Pascal's law or from the principle of hydraulic lift, what formula we are having? F2 by F1 is equal to A2 by A1 or F1 by F2 is equal to A1 by A2. Okay, F1 by F2 is equal to A1 by A2. Clear? So we want F1. Okay, right, separate F1 over here. F1 is equal to F2 into bracket A1 by A2. Correct? F2 into bracket, sorry, F2 into A1 by A2. Correct. F2 is nothing but what? Mg. Clear? Mass they have given. So in place of F2, Mg A1 by A2. Clear? Because on that broader side, mass of 2000 kg has been kept. Okay, due to gravitational force 2000 kg it is applying in downward direction, and due to normal reaction F2 will act in upward direction. Got it now? So mg A1, so just substitute all the values. A1 value is 2000 kg. Clear? So 2000 G they had not given. They had not given means better you take it as 9.8 and check how much you are going to get. If they had given means take it as 10. If they had not given means better take it as 9.8. But for convenience you can choose for 10 also, no problem. Next, A1 value 2 into 10 to the power of minus 4, clear? Minus 2 whole square means minus 4. 2 into 10 to the power of minus 4, correct? Whole divided by. Next, A2 value 150 into 10 to the power of minus 4. 150 into 10 to the power of minus 4. Clear? 10 to the power of minus 4, 10 to the power of minus 4 is cancelled here. 2 ones are 275 2000 into 9.8 divided by 75. Check how much you will get. That will be your minimum force F1 and value will be in the order of, sorry, the units of Newton. Check how much you will get. Something 200 something you have to get. 261.3, yeah? Cross check. Yeah? Simplification you can take it as 10 and cross check how much you will get. Clear? Shall we go to next question? Okay. Now come to next problem. The average mass that must be lifted by a hydraulic press is 80 kg. So mass they had given, this is nothing but what? 80 kg. Okay? That means this 80 kg mass, okay, they are keeping on the piston which is having the broader area, larger cross sectional area. Is that clear? Okay. Next, if the radius of the larger piston is 5 times that of the smaller piston, clear? That just given about the radius information, radius of the larger piston is 5 times that of the smaller piston. So what we will consider here, let radius of smaller piston. This value we are going to call it as R. Let us take it as R. Then a radius of larger piston, what will happen? 5 times of smaller. Because this only they are given. If the radius of the larger piston, if the radius of larger piston is 5 times that of the smaller piston. 5 times that of the smaller piston radius I consider it as R, radius of smaller piston. Clear? What is the minimum force that must be applied? Minimum force. Minimum force means what? Minimum force. F1 or F2? Yes? Very good. That is nothing but what? F1. F1 they are asking. Next question. You may have a doubt that, sir, they had given only about radius. Correct now? What is about area? This is nothing but what? That must be an average mass that must be lifted by an hydraulic press of 80 kg. If the radius of the smaller piston radius they had given means that is a circular piston. Okay? So what is the area for that? Pi r square. Correct now? So here r you are having, here pi r you are having. So from hydraulic principle, what we are having? Hydraulic lift principle, F1 by F2 is equal to A1 by A2. Okay? F1 is smaller force which we are applying on the smaller cross sectional area, A1. Okay? So they are asking about F1. So F1 is equal to F2 into A2, sorry, A1 by A2. Correct? So now next, F2. Sir, F2 they had not given, but what they had given? Mass. Mass they are keeping it on broader side. Correct? Due to gravitational effect, what will happen? Acceleration due to gravity. Weight of this mass will be acting in downward direction. Such that again normal reaction will be acting on that mass which is nothing but 80 kg. So that force F2 is nothing but what? Mg. Clear? Understand? Next, A1 by A2. A1 is nothing but what? For smaller area. So that is nothing but what? Pi r square, where r is nothing but radius of smaller piston. Here A2, we are having again pi r square, phi r square. R is nothing but phi r. Phi r square means what? I can write it over here. Phi r whole square. Clear? Now just simplify this. So first of all, pi will get cancelled. Clear? M is 80 kg. Substitute that value 80. Okay. Next, G value they had not given G value. Take G value as what? 9.8. 9.8 meter per second square. G is nothing but what? Acceleration due to gravity. Clear? Next, pi got cancelled. R square divided by. If I square this phi r square means what will happen? Phi square r square. Phi square is nothing but 25. Okay. Again r square r square. Clear? So r square will get cancelled. So what is remaining? 80 into 9.8 divided by 25. Check what is how much you are going to get. That will be your minimum force F1. Yes? How much it is? Can anyone tell me what is the value for F1? Yes? Almost equal to 31. Check it. So this completes our Pascal law, clear? Pascal's law and application of Pascal's law. Okay, next variation of depth, we are going to discuss it in our next class. So don't waste your time, keep studying. Thank you.